The Galactic Control Senate Hall stretched as far as the eye could see. Its ceiling shimmered with countless lights, each representing a different star system, each representing a voice that could shape the galaxy's future. Aliens of all shapes and sizes filled the enormous room. Some had long, thin limbs, some floated without legs. Some had multiple eyes that blinked independently. Their voices rose and fell in strange harmonics as they argued among themselves. Earth's delegation sat quietly in the middle of the hall. Aaron Blake, a tall man with dark hair and calm eyes, and Linda Harper, a woman with sharp intelligence and quiet confidence, listened as the alien leaders debated. They had come to the Senate expecting conflict, but even they were surprised by how quickly the debate had turned heated. "Humans have become too dangerous," said one alien delegate, his skin shimmering silver. "Their weapons are growing beyond the control of the Council. They cannot be trusted. We must disarm them before they decide to attack someone." "Completely," said another, a being with wings folded neatly against its back. "Their fleets are massive. Their technology is advancing faster than most of us can follow. If we allow them to continue unchecked, it will be a threat to the entire galaxy." Aaron remained still. Linda leaned slightly forward, listening to every word. They had expected threats, but they had also expected diplomacy. Instead, the aliens seemed ready to act. Finally, after hours of discussion, the vote was called. Each delegate cast their decision in the form of a light pulse from their home system. The result was clear. A majority favored disarming humanity. The motion passed. Aaron rose slowly, his hands folded. "We acknowledge the vote," he said in a calm voice, "but Earth does not agree with it. We will review this with our government and respond accordingly." The alien delegates murmured. Some thought Aaron was bluffing. Others assumed the humans were afraid but trying to appear confident. None of them could read his expression clearly. As Aaron and Linda left the Senate Hall, the alien delegates whispered among themselves. "They are proud but weak," one said. "They will comply eventually." But Earth was not weak. As soon as the news of the vote reached the United Earth Council, alarm bells rang in secure chambers around the planet. Leaders from every sector gathered quickly. Among them was Admiral Scott Avery, a veteran of countless operations. With a sharp mind and steady hands, he leaned over a large holographic map of the solar system, showing ships in orbit and installations hidden deep underground. "They think we will obey," Scott said, his voice low but firm. "They think humanity will bend because they passed a vote. They have no idea what we can do." The Council had anticipated such a moment. For years, Earth had prepared in secret, knowing that one day it might face threats from outside the solar system. It was not just a fleet or weapons. It was a plan for survival, for independence, and for proving that humanity would not bow to anyone. Aaron and Linda joined the Council in a secure room. Linda tapped her tablet, pulling up detailed reports. "The Senate expects a reaction," she said. "They want fear. They want us to submit. We won't give it to them." Scott nodded. "We won't attack anyone, but we will show them that we cannot be controlled." The plan was simple in concept but enormous in execution. Earth's engineers had been working on what they call Project Horizon. The project involved massive ships, hidden deep in orbit and protected by cloaking fields so advanced that even the most sensitive alien sensors could not detect them. Some were fleets of fast strike ships, others were mobile defense stations. And one ship, the largest of all, was almost a city in itself. Maria Dawson, one of the chief engineers, walked into the council chamber, carrying a data pad. "The first wave of ships is ready," she said. Her voice carried both pride and excitement. "We've kept them hidden, but now it's time to power them up. This is the beginning of our answer," Eli Rogers, her colleague, added. "We can make them visible to the Senate if needed. They will see that Earth is prepared, but they will not know we mean them harm." The council worked quickly, coordinating every aspect of the plan. Earth would not disarm. Earth would not attack. But Earth would demonstrate that it could not be threatened or bullied. Meanwhile, in the Senate, alien delegates continued to speculate. "The humans are silent," one said. "That is never a good sign. Silence can mean plotting, planning, or worse." Aaron and Linda stayed in constant communication with Earth's command centers. They watched as enormous structures in orbit slowly powered on, their cloaking fields shimmering before disappearing entirely. Some of the smaller ships darted across the system, testing engines and defense systems. The aliens, watching from afar, were confused. Nothing resembled an attack fleet. Nothing moved aggressively, yet the readings were incredible. Energy surges, gravitational distortions, and unexplained signals spread through the local space. Linda frowned. "They will think we are preparing to strike," she said. "We have to manage this carefully. They cannot misinterpret our intentions." Aaron nodded. "Let them think whatever they want. We do not need to explain ourselves yet. They will understand soon enough." On the outer edge of the solar system, Admiral Scott oversaw the final preparations. He walked along the bridge of the command ship, checking displays and speaking quietly with officers. "Everything is ready," he said. "We have never done anything like this before, but we will do it with precision. They will know Earth is serious without us firing a single shot." Back on the council floor, Aaron and Linda briefed a small group of senators from allied planets, who were sympathetic to humanity. "We are not planning war," Aaron said. "We are planning a demonstration. They need to see that humans are not a species to control. They need to understand our independence." Some of the alien senators were skeptical. "You could have destroyed some of their fleets quietly," one said. "Why not strike first?" Linda smiled faintly. "Because we are not them. We do not need to prove ourselves by destruction. We prove ourselves by strength and wisdom." As the hours passed, Earth's hidden fleets continued to power up. Massive structures revealed themselves one by one. The largest ship, the one that had been kept secret for decades, slowly turned toward the sun. Its energy fields began to glow softly, reflecting the light in patterns that had never been seen before. Aaron and Linda stood together, looking at the display feeds. "They will be speechless," Linda said quietly. "They may not speak at all," Aaron replied. "But that is okay. Silence is enough." Somewhere in the Senate, a few alien delegates began to feel unease. Whispers spread across the chambers. "What are they doing? What is Earth building? Why are they not afraid?" Back on Earth, Admiral Scott gave the order to continue. "Let the Senate watch. Let them see. We do not threaten. We only demonstrate." Maria Dawson and Eli Rogers monitored every system. "All systems nominal," Maria said. "Engines ready. Shields ready. Defensive arrays online. Even the cloaking generators are operating perfectly." Eli nodded. "They cannot touch us. Not with what they have now." Aaron and Linda left the council chamber briefly, walking to a private observation deck. The sun shone through the glass, lighting up the curvature of Earth. "This is our planet," Aaron said. "They cannot take that from us. They can vote, they can talk, they can threaten. But in the end, Earth decides." Linda placed a hand on the railing. "And soon, they will see that we do not need to fight to prove it. We only need to show that we exist and that we will not bend." Hours turned into days. The Senate monitored Earth's activity, sending envoy ships to observe from afar. Every measurement they took caused confusion. Nothing resembled a war effort. Nothing was aggressive. Yet the sheer scale of the operation, the precision, and the hidden power behind it were terrifying. Aaron watched the messages from the Senate arrive in real time. Some expressed curiosity, some anger, and some fear. But none of them could fully comprehend what humanity was capable of. And that was the point. Earth had not moved a single weapon against anyone. Earth had not fired a single shot. Yet the planet had made its first statement. It would never be controlled. By the time the first envoy ships arrived at the edge of Earth's orbit, they were met not with hostility, but with calm. The massive hidden fleets, now partially revealed, shimmered in orbit. The largest ship, still mysterious in its purpose, floated silently, radiating power that no envoy could ignore. Aaron turned to Linda. "They will not forget this," he said. "No," Linda replied. "And they will never force us to kneel. Not ever." And somewhere deep in space, the first seeds of doubt began to spread through the Senate. Earth moved quietly but with purpose. The announcement from the Galactic Control Senate had reached every government office, every military command, and every engineer's lab. Humanity was being asked to disarm, to give up its fleets, to bow to alien authority. But no one on Earth had any intention of obeying. Admiral Scott Avery stood on the bridge of the main orbital command station. Screens showed the orbits of all operational ships, as well as hidden vessels slowly powering on. Engineers moved like a well-practiced dance, checking systems, running diagnostics, and monitoring energy levels. Scott's hands rested on the console. He did not need to speak. His presence alone commanded attention. "This is not a war," he said quietly, though his voice carried through the room. "We are not here to attack anyone, but we will show the galaxy what it means to try to control humanity." Maria Dawson, one of the chief engineers, tapped her tablet. "The first wave of Project Horizon ships is fully operational. Cloaking is stable, propulsion is at maximum, and the defensive arrays are online. The largest ship is still hidden, but it will be ready soon." Eli Rogers, her assistant, nodded. "They will see us eventually, and when they do, they will have no doubt about Earth's strength." Scott walked along the bridge, checking each station. "This is our planet. No vote, no decree. No alien council can take that from us. We protect Earth, and we protect humanity. Nothing else matters." Below the orbital command station, massive shipyards buzzed with activity. Workers had spent decades preparing for this moment. Long corridors of machines and storage bays held enormous vessels. Some shaped like traditional warships, others like floating cities. All were shielded by deep field cloaking that made them invisible to sensors. Aaron Blake and Linda Harper had returned from the Senate to report in person. Aaron stood beside Scott as Maria and Eli brought the last updates. "The Senate thinks we will panic," Aaron said. "They think we will bow. They have no idea what we are preparing." Linda smiled faintly. "They have always underestimated humanity. That is our advantage." The first visible ships appeared quietly in orbit. They were not threatening in appearance, but their scale was breathtaking. Dozens of large vessels, each bigger than anything the aliens had encountered, floated into view. Energy fields shimmered across their hulls, showing the advanced technology within. The aliens observing from afar were confused. "These are not attack ships," one of them said, their voice trembling slightly. "Why are they revealing them now?" Aaron and Linda monitored the reports. "They are nervous," Linda said. "Good. Let them worry without any reason." Scott gave the order to continue. "Phase 2 is ready. Power up the largest ship." The massive ship, known as the Solarity, had been hidden for decades in a deep orbit behind the asteroid belt. Its size was hard to comprehend. It was almost a city in space, with multiple levels, docks, and energy grids. Slowly, its engines glowed, filling the surrounding space with light that reflected off nearby asteroids. Maria's voice broke the moment. "All systems are nominal. Solarity is operational. Defensive arrays are fully online." Aaron watched the live feed. "Even without weapons fired, this is more than they expected." Linda pointed to the sensors. "They will see it soon. Their fleet will pick it up first. Then the envoys. Then the Senate itself. They have no idea what they are about to witness." As the news spread through the outer sectors, alien envoys were dispatched to observe Earth. They came in small ships, cautious and alert. Every sensor on these ships went wild as they approached the Solarity and the other vessels. Gravitational anomalies, energy surges, and unexplained force fields surrounded Earth. The envoys reported back in shock. "What are they building?" One envoy asked. "Are they preparing to attack?" Another shook its many heads. "I cannot tell. It does not match any weapon or fleet configuration I know." Back on Earth, Aaron and Linda watched the envoys approach in real time. "They will be confused," Aaron said. "Exactly what we want." Linda smiled. "We are not attacking. We are showing them we cannot be attacked easily. That is enough." On the surface, humanity prepared for the demonstration. Civilians in spaceports, engineers, and military personnel coordinated quietly. Even ordinary citizens were informed of minimal details to maintain secrecy. But the excitement was palpable. People whispered in awe about the fleets rising silently from Earth orbit, about the energy patterns that could be seen from far away, and about the massive Solarity ship, larger than anything anyone had imagined. Admiral Scott gave further orders. We will show them our capabilities, but no shots will be fired. Our message is clear. We will not kneel. We will not obey orders that threaten our autonomy. Let the Senate watch and understand. Aaron checked the communication lines. Messages from the alien envoys arrived continuously. Panic, curiosity, and fear were clear in their reports. The envoys were not attacking, only observing. Still, they had never seen anything like Earth's preparations, Linda said. They assumed our silence meant weakness. Now they are realizing that silence can mean strength. That is humanity's greatest advantage. Scott walked to the viewing platform, overlooking the solar system through the massive glass window. The blue planet glowed below them, and the fleets orbited silently. We do not need to fight to prove ourselves, he said. All we need is to exist and to stand together. That is enough for them to understand. Hours turned into days. The Senate sent more envoys, trying to decipher Earth's movements. Alien scholars, technicians, and military leaders all monitored the anomalies. Energy signatures, gravitational distortions, and cloaking fields confused them. No one could fully understand what was happening. Meanwhile, the humans continued preparation for the public demonstration. The Solarity ship, though massive and impressive, was only the beginning. Smaller fleets moved in formation, aligning with precision that no alien fleet could match. Defensive systems were tested. Cloaking and countermeasures were active. Every system was functioning perfectly. Maria Dawson looked at the reports. Everything is nominal. There are no errors. They cannot detect everything we have built. They think they understand us, but they do not, Eli nodded. We are ready for the demonstration. The question is, will the Senate listen before it is too late? Aaron turned to Linda. This will be their first real lesson. They have underestimated humans for too long, Linda agreed. And they will not forget it. Silence, strength, and precision. That is our message. Not destruction, not war, just the truth. Humanity will not be controlled. In orbit, the envoys grew more anxious. Are they preparing to attack? Asked one. We must alert the Senate. Another shook its head. No, they are showing power, but no aggression. I have never seen anything like it. Back on Earth, the Council monitored all activity. Leaders from every sector were reassured. Humanity was not surrendering, but it was not provoking conflict either. Every system was carefully managed. Scott spoke to Aaron and Linda. This is more than technology. This is strategy. This is how humans survive, with intelligence, foresight, and unity. Let them watch. Let them realize that trying to control us is impossible. Aaron nodded. They will not understand fully. They cannot, but they will begin to fear the consequences of underestimating Earth. Linda smiled. And that fear will be silent. That is even better than panic. It is respect without words. That is the first step toward the Senate understanding what it means to challenge humanity. As night fell on the planet, the fleets continued to orbit in quiet readiness. The massive Solarity ship, glowing softly with energy, was a symbol not of attack but of independence. Humanity's presence in space had grown far beyond the Senate's imagination. The envoys sent more reports. The words were simple but telling. We do not understand. We are unsure. Their strength is beyond prediction. They will not obey. We do not know what to do. Aaron and Linda read the messages in silence. No celebration, no triumph, just calm acknowledgement. This was exactly what they wanted. Scott placed a hand on the console. They will have to think twice before trying to control us again. That is enough for now. The fleet continued to orbit silently, powerful but peaceful. Humanity had not fired a single weapon. Humanity had not attacked. Yet the galaxy was beginning to understand that Earth was not a planet to command. Aaron and Linda walked through the command center, observing the quiet efficiency of humans working together. This is our planet, Aaron said quietly. No one can take that from us. Linda looked out at the stars. And now, the galaxy will see that humans do not fear, humans do not bow, and humans do not obey unfair commands. That is our first real statement. The aliens watching would never forget it. The Galactic Consual Senate had never seen anything like it. Reports from the outer edges of the solar system kept arriving, each one more confusing than the last. Aliens whispered in their chambers, their voices rising with tension. Something was happening on Earth, but no one could understand exactly what it was. Aaron Blake and Linda Harper monitored the situation from Earth's orbital command station. They watched the incoming messages from alien envoys, noting the alarm in every report. The humans had not fired a single shot, yet panic was spreading among the Senate delegates. They do not understand what they are seeing, Linda said. Their own sensors cannot measure our capabilities. They think they have an idea, but they have no clue. Aaron nodded. And that is exactly what we want. Confusion is powerful. Fear is useful when it is silent. Across the galaxy, alien fleets were on alert. The envoys, sent to observe Earth, had never encountered anything like the hidden fleets, the massive ships, and the energy anomalies surrounding the planet. Gravitational distortions, cloaking fields, and energy surges made their instruments malfunction repeatedly. Some aliens argued that humanity must be preparing to strike. Others believed the humans were showing off, flaunting technology to intimidate the Senate. Back on Earth, Admiral Scott Avery oversaw the next phase. Phase 3 begins now, he said. We will not attack, but we will expand the demonstration. The galaxy needs to see that we are not afraid. In orbit, smaller fleets adjusted their positions, forming complex formations around Earth. The massive Solarity ship turned slowly, revealing more of its enormous structure. It glowed with controlled energy, powerful but calm. It was impossible for any observer to imagine its full potential. Maria Dawson and Eli Rogers monitored every system. All systems are fully functional, Maria reported. The ships are ready for any scenario, defensive or otherwise, Eli added, and they still do not know the half of what we can do. On the Senate floor, panic was spreading. They are not obeying the vote, an alien delegate shouted. They have not fired, yet their fleets are visible. Their power, it is beyond anything we imagined. They are showing confidence, said another. This is deliberate. They are making a statement. But what does it mean? Are they preparing for war? Aaron and Linda exchanged a glance. Let them think what they want, Aaron said. They are projecting their fear onto us. That is their weakness, not ours. The alien envoys grew more anxious. Their sensors kept reporting new readings, energy patterns shifting around the planet, waves of power that could disable entire fleets if they were used, and ships hidden by cloaking technology that seemed almost alive. One envoy whispered to another, I do not understand. Are they threatening us? Are they testing us? Or are they something else? Linda read the report quietly. They cannot comprehend us. That is exactly right, Aaron said. We do not need them to comprehend us. We only need them to respect us. The Senate called for an emergency session. Holographic displays filled the chamber, showing the anomalies around Earth. Delegates argued loudly, their voices overlapping. Some demanded immediate military action. Others pleaded for patience and negotiation. This is unacceptable. One delegate yelled. They have defied a vote. We must act before they grow even stronger. They are not attacking. Another replied, we cannot declare war based on fear. We must send envoys to speak with them. Aaron received the notice from the Senate, requesting a formal explanation. He read it calmly. They think we will explain, he said. They will not like our answer. Linda tapped her tablet, preparing the reply. We will be honest, but firm. No violence, no submission. Only the truth. Meanwhile, in Earth's orbital command station, engineers prepared the next demonstration. Smaller fleets began moving in new patterns, showing coordination that no alien fleet could match. Energy shields pulsed softly, highlighting the defensive technology built into each ship. The Solarity's engines glowed brighter, sending controlled waves of energy that rippled through space. Visible even to distant envoys, Admiral Scott spoke to Aaron and Linda. They are beginning to panic, he said. This is our chance to make the point clear. We will not fight, but they will understand that Earth is untouchable without our consent. Aaron nodded. They will have no words left. That is the goal. On the Senate floor, reports from the envoys caused confusion and fear. Delegates argued about what to do. Some wanted to attack immediately. Some wanted to send more envoys. Others suggested waiting. hoping the humans would make a mistake. They are calm, an envoy said during a report. Not a single weapon has been fired. Yet the presence of their fleets alone makes our systems unstable. We cannot predict what they could do if they chose to use it. Aaron smiled. Exactly. We are calm, and that is terrifying to them, Linda added. They assume we must be aggressive. That is a mistake they will pay for if they ever act foolishly. On Earth, civilians were aware that something unusual was happening. People watched the sky at night, noticing the strange lights and movements in orbit. While most did not understand the details, they could feel the significance. Humanity was showing that it would not be controlled, and that strength did not require violence. In the orbital command station, Scott walked along the observation deck, watching the fleets in motion. They still do not understand, he said. They see power, but they cannot grasp our unity, our planning, our foresight. That is what makes humanity different. That is what makes us strong. Aaron and Linda observed as the envoys approached closer. Each ship that arrived malfunctioned in its sensors, creating reports that seemed almost impossible. Energy waves, gravitational distortions, and invisible cloaking fields confused the alien crews. Their panic grew quietly, like a storm forming in silence. This is more than technology, Aaron said. This is strategy. This is psychology. They are reacting to us without a single shot being fired. Linda nodded. And that reaction is exactly what we want. Respect without violence is the most powerful lesson we can teach. Back in the Senate, the alien delegates argued fiercely. They are showing power, but no aggression. We cannot attack. We cannot demand submission. Yet we cannot ignore them either. They are teaching us, one said quietly. We cannot comprehend it fully, but they are teaching us that force alone does not define power. The envoys returned reports continuously. Each message described new phenomena around Earth, energy fields that could disable ships without destroying them, gravitational waves that shifted nearby fleets slightly off course, and cloaked vessels that appeared and disappeared at will. The reports grew increasingly alarmed, emphasizing the unknown potential of the humans. Aaron and Linda read each report carefully. They fear what they do not understand, Aaron said. And rightly so. That is the point of all this. Scott directed the engineers to continue the demonstration. Ships shifted into formations, pulsing softly with energy. The solarity rotated, revealing more of its size and structure. The envoys could only watch in awe. Unsure whether to call the Senate or retreat, Maria Dawson smiled at the screens. They have no idea what we can do, and we are not even showing half of it, Eli Rogers added. This is a lesson they will never forget. Aaron turned to Linda. Soon, the Senate will realize that they cannot control us. They may try to negotiate, but they will never order us again. That is what we are teaching them. Linda nodded. And all we had to do was exist, to be prepared, to be calm. Hours passed, and panic continued to spread through the Senate. Some delegates argued that Earth was too unpredictable. Some feared that humans might suddenly decide to strike. Others suggested cautious diplomacy, realizing that humanity had the advantage without firing a single weapon. Aaron received a final report from the envoys in orbit. The words were simple but revealing. We cannot understand them. We cannot predict them. They are not attacking, yet they could destroy us if they chose. They are calm, precise, and powerful. We do not know what to do. Aaron read the message aloud. They understand nothing. And that is perfect. Linda smiled. They assume they control the situation. They do not. They never did. Scott walked to the observation window again, watching the fleets orbit silently. This is our planet, our people, and our strength. We do not attack. We do not submit. Yet the galaxy begins to learn that Earth cannot be controlled. Aaron and Linda remained on the bridge, watching as the envoys slowly retreated. Confusion and fear were clear on their reports. The Senate would need time to process what had just occurred. Humanity had demonstrated power without aggression. Humanity had demonstrated unity without threats. Humanity had demonstrated that it would not bow to anyone. Linda said quietly, "This is only the beginning. They do not yet realize how much they underestimated us." Aaron nodded. "And when they do, It will be too late. The lesson will already be learned. As night fell on Earth, the fleets remained in orbit. Calm and powerful, the Solarity glowed softly, a silent guardian of the planet below. Humanity had not fired a weapon. Humanity had not attacked. Yet the galaxy had begun to fear the potential of humans. The Senate, watching from afar, could only sit in silence. They had underestimated humanity. They had tried to control them, and they had failed.